My name is Letitia Macer from Cambridge, Maryland. My mom, her name is Lisa Macer. She has multiple sclerosis. I've been hearing that Jay-Z was my father all my life. There's no way that he can deny anything, especially when people were there that know him. Rymir was there. He just looked at me and he was like, Dad, Dad. Dave was in my living room. He was talking to my mom. I was gonna leave it alone. They brought me one of those ancestry tests. Finally, I get some type of answers. He knows that I exist.
You've been dead beating it your whole life. Meanwhile, your daughter's looking more like somebody you used to be with than somebody you married to.
According to certain stories, Jaguar Wright is getting increasingly messier. By revealing documents on Jay-Z's first daughter, whom he allegedly bought off to stay secret, she is applying pressure on him once more.
Years celebrate. Wanda's son. She had him when she was 16. It takes 40 weeks to cook a baby. That means she was 15 when she got pregnant. Age of consent in Pennsylvania is 17. Was then, is now. And she was taken across state lines from Pennsylvania to an apartment in New York.
Indeed. In addition to Reed, Jay has additional love children. Additionally, he will not provide Rymir a paternity test because his mother was a minor when he met her.
Remember we did the interview with Rymir, and I said I was going to do an interview with the daughter, Letitia Mercer, who is Jay-Z's alleged first daughter? Well, okay. Apparently, he has done a test with Letitia, and Letitia was going to do an interview with me, but she backed out because Jay-Z has been trying to change his karma. He's trying to be a good person now. And even though he's not giving Rymir a DNA test, apparently, according to the teams, he bought her a house on the water in Baltimore. Well, not Baltimore, but in Maryland. Okay, and so she is living a quiet, little rich life now, right? Okay, and so we just want to put that out there too. Okay.
Amir Sadithway had no proof to back up his assertions that he was Jay-Z's love child from an old romance with his mother, who was just 15 when she was knocked up by a then 22-year-old Jay-Z, except for his mother's remarks. His mother is now tragically dead. This hidden daughter, Letitia Mayer, says she's always had more than one person besides her mother, but that is untrue. Inform her that her father is Jay-Z. According to Letitia, Jay-Z's close friends, such as his long-standing best friend DeHaven Irby and ROC Nation lifestyle chief Emery Jones, have told her that she is his daughter. Except for Jay-Z, who's never claimed Letitia directly but seems to have made a settlement with her to hide the fact.
I uploaded the other day, but it was like back the day before Jadakiss versus.
Okay.
I mean, my thing is this: her mom's sick in a wheelchair. I mean, like, my thing is, if it's a possibility to somebody my kid, and I've got $1 billion, even if I got 20 million, come on, let's go take this, find out. I mean, and you rich now if you are. It's simple. Like, if I got a wife that don't understand that, she can roll. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
According to reports, Letitia is contentedly residing in Baltimore, Maryland. Sources suggest that Jay-Z bought her silence and stopped claiming to be his long-lost daughter. However, none of it has been confirmed yet. In contrast, Rhea has refused to take any money from Jay-Z's gang in order to hide what he truly believes to be his reality. He simply wants Jay-Z instead to confess in public that he is his father. But the chances of that happening are very slim. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have been successful in establishing what is regarded as the stereotypical Hollywood marriage. The contract is stable, love-filled, and forever stable. However, because it appears that the truth cannot be repressed for very long, there are speculations that the empire is slowly falling apart. At this moment, insiders claim that Rymir has withdrawn his lawsuit against Jay-Z. However, that does not mean that he has completely given up on attempting to gain acceptance and entry from his alleged father. According to reports, Rymir is getting ready to submit a fresh complaint after the court merged his case with another unrelated lawsuit in an attempt to dismiss them both at once. According to sources, after a questionable court case, Rymir was forced to withdraw his complaint, take action. Docket changes were made prior to the defense filing and the government's involvement. The court combined his and Dr. Ko's cases in an attempt to dismiss them both. New legal action is imminent. On July 18th at 6:10 p.m. EST, court documents in Rymir's case were mysteriously changed before the defense was ever submitted. Barely. 90 minutes later, the defendant filed their case. The timing was questionable, but it was also carefully thought out. After that, the court attempted to combine Rymir's case with another case against Dr. Coley. Why? Because when courts combine cases, they can just dismiss them all at once. This way, you can turn off the truth in both. At 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Friday, the federal authorities gave Rymir's legal team the order to discontinue the prosecution. In order to make changes, Rymir had to refile and develop a new cause of action that was different from Coley's, claiming potential sabotage and alterations made behind the scenes. This wasn't a decision either, it was a cautionary tale. Rhys' case at the time was proceeded without responding to what seemed to be a prelude to anything in Cohee's notice to the judge. They even allegedly altered the docket service date, which alters the official record of when items were filed and received. That alone should have spurred a federal investigation, but it didn't. Someone compromised the system. Due process was being attacked. Rymir's side was blocked by someone. At every level, including by those tasked with maintaining the rule of law, although it was a premeditated maneuver, Rymir's retreat was necessary. They are now preparing a new filing with separate legal causes of action that are harder to dismiss. This corruption cannot be tolerated. He deserves to be helped. He deserves justice. Rymir himself wrote a brief post on it. Hello, modifications were made to my case on July 18, 2025, by 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, he responded. Due to changes made to my case that we were not aware of, this was done. We'll explain eventually, but for now, it's all about my mother. Therefore, even though Rymir has dropped his case, he says more is on the horizon.
And so it was a big case to me because, I really wanted to find out who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was going to go different than what it was, but I really feel like it should have been over with because, I feel like if it was anybody else, I'm not saying just because people got higher standards or people make more money than that, but it's just different because, if it was anybody else that made a low income, I feel like they would have had them in there way faster than people that's wealthy. I really try not to get frustrated, basically. I really try not to think about it, I go on with my life because, anything could happen, but, I still gotta live for myself at the end of the day, I still gotta work and bring in income.
It's part of his new plan. He apparently wants to collaborate with Letitia, who supposedly had DNA testing done with Jay-Z. According to sources, Jaguar Wright is eager to disclose Jay-Z's alleged first daughter, who is aware of some sinister secrets about her father, as Rhys gets ready to do so. Beyonce has remained quiet about the whole thing. However, according to insiders, she is furious about everything that has been going on with her spouse. This person has been involved in far too many court cases. Is it possible for all of these accusations to be untrue? Is a question you must eventually ask yourself. The atrocities that take place behind the scenes are incredible, and Hollywood has been through a lot. But nobody talked about it until it hit the fan decades ago. These are some people's thoughts about Jaguar's claims, despite the fact that they might be somewhat true. This person wrote, "Everybody Grove, Cambridge, Maryland knows this is his daughter. My dad, who used to be friends with Jay-Z, remembers the whole thing. According to him, Jay-Z was actually seeing the mother of this young lady. She wasn't just a hit lady for an hour. With a DNA test, the young woman can conclusively prove that Jay-Z is her father. The fact that Jay-Z works at other secret jobs, in addition to hers, is much worse. The fact that Beyonce seems to be morally pure yet is allowing her spouse to act badly bothers me. I'm sorry, but I can't spend time with a deadbeat." Until he learned that Letitia, the daughter, was planning to take a sibling test with Rymir, Jay likewise denied her, someone else said. Then she suddenly acquired automobiles, a new home, and a bank account. Oh, and of course signed the NDA. This story is as genuine as possible. When Jay lived with this girl's mother in Maryland, the neighborhood knew who he was, and then she was born. They all said, "That's Jay's daughter." The narrative has been told to me for ages. Finally, this person inquired, did Jay-Z not have an older daughter? Then he bought her silence so she would never speak about him again. We never heard from her again, even though it was proven that she was his biological daughter. Baby, things are getting crazy out here. We'd also like to know what you think about this. Share your opinions in the space provided for comments. Please click the like and subscribe buttons for more content like this. Watch the video below because Boo is just as messy.